Welcome to our deep dive into the intriguing world of the global economy in 2024. Brace yourselves as we navigate through an expected slowdown, influenced by wars, inflation, and high interest rates. Before we delve into the details, give this video a like to support our channel. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, has released a report we should all be paying attention to. It's a crystal ball into our global economic future, and the predictions? Well, they're not exactly rosy. The OECD forecasts a global economic slowdown in the year 2024. Growth, which is the heartbeat of any economy, is expected to decrease to 2.7%. To put that in perspective, that's the slowest pace we've seen since 2020. Now, before you start stocking up on canned food and building a bunker, let's clarify something. The OECD predicts that most countries will avoid a full-blown recession. So it's not all doom and gloom, just a bit of a rough patch. But what is causing this slowdown? Well, the report points to a number of culprits, including wars, inflation, and high interest rates. These are big, complex issues that can have ripple effects across the global economy. The slowdown is also being driven by a deceleration in the US and Chinese economies. The US, the world's largest economy, is forecasted to grow by a modest 1.5% in 2024. Meanwhile, China, the second largest economy, is expected to expand by 4.7%. The European Union isn't off the hook either. The bloc is grappling with higher interest rates and energy price hikes, partly due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Consequently, the Eurozone is projected to grow by a mere 0.9% in 2024. Despite these challenges, the global economy has shown remarkable resilience. But the OECD warns that the current slowdown may continue due to tighter financial conditions, weak trade growth, and lower confidence. Geopolitical tensions like the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict pose additional risks. They could disrupt energy markets and trade routes, further suppressing economic growth. So, we see a slowdown on the horizon, but what factors are driving this? Let's dive deeper in the next scene. Wars, inflation, and high interest rates. These are the culprits behind the expected slowdown. These are not just words, but a reality that's shaping our global economy. Let's delve a bit deeper into each of these factors, starting with wars. It's no secret that conflicts have a profound impact on economies, both directly and indirectly. For instance, the ongoing disputes in Israel-Hamas and Russia-Ukraine are creating ripples in the global market, particularly affecting commodity prices. These conflicts disrupt trade routes, destabilize regions, and create uncertainty, which in turn affects global economic growth. Next, let's tackle inflation. It's like a silent thief, slowly eating away at the purchasing power of money. When inflation rates rise, the cost of goods and services go up, and this can create a domino effect. It leads to higher production costs, decreased spending, and ultimately, slower economic growth. Today, we're seeing persistently high inflation rates, which are contributing to the anticipated economic deceleration. Finally, we have high interest rates. These are often used as a tool to combat inflation, but they come with their own set of consequences. Higher interest rates make borrowing more expensive, which can discourage investment and dampen economic activity. For instance, the European Union is likely to experience a slowdown due to increased interest rates and energy price hikes following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So as we can see, it's a complex interplay of factors. Wars causing disruptions, inflation eroding value, and high interest rates discouraging investments. Each of these elements is contributing to the expected slowdown in the global economy. But remember, these are just parts of the larger economic picture. Different regions will experience these impacts to varying degrees depending on their specific circumstances. For example, the US and Chinese economies, two of the world's largest, are expected to decelerate significantly, influencing the global slowdown. Now let's zero in on some specific economies. The US and China, the world's largest economies, are both expected to decelerate. Now let's get into the specifics of this deceleration. The American economy, a powerhouse that has been driving global growth for decades, is projected to grow by merely 1.5% in the year 2024. That's a significant slowdown compared to previous years. Now let's hop across the Pacific to China. The Chinese economy, a juggernaut in its own right, isn't faring much better. It's expected to expand by 4.7% in 2024. While this is a robust figure in its own right, it represents a deceleration from the breakneck growth rates we've seen from China in the recent past. But the economic slowdown isn't confined to these two giants. The ripple effects are expected to be felt across the globe. The European Union, for instance, is bracing for an impact from higher interest rates and energy price increases. These challenges are linked to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict, which has sent shockwaves through global commodity markets. As a result, the Eurozone's growth projection for 2024 is a modest 0.9%. These figures paint a picture of an economic landscape that is changing and evolving. The gears of global growth are slowing down, and the world's major economies are not immune from this trend. But here's an important point to remember: it's not all doom and gloom. Despite these challenges, the global economy is not without its resilience. Yes, there are significant headwinds, but the world economy has proven its ability to bounce back from adversity time and time again. So, while we're facing a slowdown, it's also an opportunity for economies to adapt, innovate, and find new paths to growth. So, let's keep our eyes on the horizon and see what the future brings. The OECD report highlights the resilience of the global economy, even in the face of potential recessions. As we delve deeper into this report, we find a silver lining amid the storm clouds. Yes, the global economy has shown an impressive degree of resilience. Despite the slowdown, the OECD believes that most countries will manage to dodge the bullet of recession. This resilience, this ability to bounce back, is a testament to the strength and adaptability of our global economic system. But let's not ignore the elephant in the room. The resilience of the global economy is being tested by numerous risks. The first is persistently high inflation. It's like a leak in a ship that keeps getting bigger. The more it grows, the more it threatens to sink the ship. Then there's the issue of weak trade growth. It's like a gust of wind that's lost its force, making it harder for the ship to move forward. And let's not forget about lower confidence. It's the crew doubting their ability to weather the storm. It's the investors, businesses, and consumers who are unsure about the future, making them more cautious in their decisions. This hesitancy can slow economic activity and make the journey even more challenging. Lastly, we have geopolitical tensions. Picture these as gigantic waves caused by distant storms like the conflicts in Israel-Hamas and Russia-Ukraine. These waves can disrupt trade routes and affect commodity prices, adding another layer of uncertainty to an already complex scenario. So, we have a resilient global economy navigating in stormy waters, facing high inflation, weak trade growth, lower confidence, and geopolitical tensions. It's a challenging journey, no doubt. But as we've seen, our global economy is a tough ship with an experienced crew. It has weathered storms before, and can do so again. So, what does all this mean for us? It means we're in for a ride, folks, but remember, even in the most turbulent waters, there are always opportunities for those who know where to look. The global economy is a complex beast, but understanding it can help us navigate our own financial futures. We've journeyed together through the labyrinth of the 2024 economic forecast, shedding light on the intricacies of the global economy. Let's take a moment to recap. We've learned that the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, predicts an economic slowdown in the year of 2024. This is expected to be the slowest pace since 2020. With international growth decreasing to 2.7%. The contributing factors to this slowdown are numerous, ranging from inflation and high interest rates to geopolitical conflicts. The deceleration of major economies like the United States and China, as well as the European Union, also play a significant role. Despite these challenges, it's important to remember the resilience of the global economy. It's weathered storms before, and it will do so again. However, the OECD warns that this slowdown may continue due to tighter financial conditions, weak trade growth, and lower confidence. Geopolitical tensions, particularly the Israel-Hamas conflict, pose additional risks to energy markets and trade routes. Remember, every cloud has a silver lining. Economic slowdowns can lead to opportunities if we know where to look. So, stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay optimistic. Thanks for joining us on this economic journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights into building wealth. And remember, every like of this video supports our work.